Good evening to all of you and to all of my dancer friends. Hi, Sam here. How are you? I am very pleased to announce some wonderful, wonderful news. My website's been relaunched. My website, Questions for Today's Generation of Dancers, under the title of Questions Worth the Asking, has been relaunched thanks to a wonderful design by Jen Mayer of Jen Mayer Consulting and Website Design and the Squarespace platform. As many of you know, I have been around the industry for quite a while, mostly taking classes and seeing live performances and meeting wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. I have seen a lot of changes, as I'm sure many of you have, who are professional dancers and working dancers. Mostly in relation to a dancer's relationship to social media, and it has gotten me curious about exactly what that relationship is between a dancer's live aspect, performances, taking classes, auditions, i.e., when I say live, I mean those times of their life where they have to present themselves in person, and their social media presences, their followings, and what kind of impact that has on auditions and things like that. And that curiosity has led me to create a copywritten questionnaire called Questions Worth the Asking, Questions for Today's Generation of Dancers, that consists of 35 questions like: regarding events such as teaching opportunities or classes, conventions, etc. When you teach, do you often bring up social media in your classes? In other words, how can an artist who is so advanced in their careers that they have reached the teaching level make sure that prospective students are not signing up for their classes in order to learn from the, quote, social media personality, end quote, but rather to learn and improve their skills from the person who has been in the business a long time? And does that sentiment hold true for other types of events? Or regarding promotional content for those classes and other events, what's your perspective on collaborating with other social media personalities for promotional content, i.e. YouTube videos? Like I said, I am just curious about the answers, and given what I have heard over the last couple of years about the formation of Dancers Alliance and the continued campaign to advance the dignity and worth of dancers in the industry, the continued campaign for fair treatment and fair wages and things of that nature, I believe that a proper understanding, or at least a clear understanding of what a dancer's relationship is to social media is an appropriate question to ask. I'm aware also that this might be loaded. In other words, that you would have a lot to say, or that you would feel uncomfortable saying it. But I gotta tell you something. I have known so many of you guys for a long time, and for those of you who I've known for only a short time, I am aware of your personalities, how loyal you are, how strong you are, how smart you are, how capable you are. And if I know anything from attending classes and live performances and Club Gente and Carnival and Dancer Palooza and all these master classes and things like that, I know that you're smart, I know that you're capable, I know that you're intelligent, I know that you're articulate, and that you are willing, because it is a part of your career, and in many instances you eat, sleep, breathe this industry, and you love the friends that you've made and the experiences you've had, that you have the strength and the courage to continue the campaign for fairness and equality within the industry and increase visibility for dancers in the industry. And so it is my belief that you would want to answer these questions. Now, you don't have to answer all 35. You can answer as many questions as you want, with as much or as little as you like. But it's important to me that you know that these questions are out there on this site. And I just want to make one thing clear. This is not about me. Like I said, I've known many of you for a long time, and these questions came out of the experiences that I have had and the things that I have observed. But this is not about me. This is not my attempt to increase my own following, increase my own visibility. This is not my attempt to gain anything except for insight into how you operate on social media, how that relationship with social media influences your auditions, influences the classes you go to, influences the guys you train from, or women, if that's the case. But it influences the people that you train from. It influences your personality, your work ethic. And having been to at least Velocity Dance Convention a number of times, I know how many young dancers, at least by inference, would want to learn from the older generation of dancers and the generation of dancers who are now teachers and master teachers who get called upon for master classes and faculty work at conventions and assistant work at conventions. And however you may speak into a microphone to these kids, these young people, there has to be a point, and there has to come a point where all of this information has to be written down. And this is my attempt, such as it is, to be active, according to a dancer named Philip, whose Instagram TV, IGTV video I just looked at a couple days ago. This is my attempt to be active and to tell you that because of my website, because of this website, there exists a space where you guys can talk about these questions. Because like I said, social media will only become more pervasive and influential as the years go on, and particularly for dancers. I've often said in the run-up to the development of this website that actors and singers, they always need to get their information, to get their art and their information out there, because their consumers are the general public. Dancing, for me, was always a closed loop. When I started taking classes in 2012, when I started following Culture Shock San Diego back in 2009, shout out to Jonathan, and when I saw Unity LA way back in 2011 at the Traffic Showcase, and when I started taking classes and met all the people that I met, it never occurred to me that you could contact a dancer through Instagram. And it never occurred to me that Instagram and a dancer's social media life would play such a role in in their jobs, in their auditions, in their choreographic opportunities, and their touring opportunities, and things of that nature. And that is why I had always committed myself to seeing as many dancers in person and live as I possibly could. That's why I committed to attending so many performances, and I will continue to commit to attending classes and live performances, situations where I can see and interact with these people in person and not over cyberspace. And it is important to me that the dance world continues to evolve and to grow and to reach out to as many people across the world as they can. And it's also important to me that, as it is important to so many people who are both inside and outside the dance industry, that you dancers who are in a position to mentor young dancers, and you dancers who are in a position where young dancers look up to you for your choreographic style, for your personality, for the people that you work with. It's important that you guys talk about this, communicate with your fellow dancers, share your experiences. I know you travel a lot. I know you move around a lot. And to ask you to do something cerebral is, it might be a hard ask, but for me it is important, and dare I say it, for the older generation, for dancers who are no longer in LA but who are spreading their talents across the country and across the world in their local studios or in their own studios, as the case may be. Shout out to Almabeast, and Millennium and ML and all the places in LA and in New York. Shout out to Broadway Dance Studio, and Edge. I think it's important to that generation that they do share their experiences and their lives with all of you in written form. And if there's any time for beginning that conversation, it's now. So thank you, everyone who has been a support in launching this website. Thank you, Jen Mayer, and thank you to everyone who has given me advice through this process. You know who you are. And I just want to say one more thing. It was important for me to record this in a video, because I know that text, specifically text in an Instagram caption, doesn't convey emotion as well as seeing a person speak might. And again, it is important for me and for the continuation of the dance industry, the commercial dance industry as a whole, in Los Angeles, in New York, in Chicago, in London, in any dance capital across the world, that you guys know that you're capable of actually answering these questions, and that you're capable of communicating your experiences in written form to your peers in the industry and to your mentors in the industry across the world. And I wanted to create a forum, a place where that communication was possible. And hopefully, out of that communication, an aspect of the change that the dance industry so desperately needs will come. So again, thank you everyone who has supported me through this. Thank you everyone. You know who you are. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year, one and all. Thank you.